Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV and Radio, where wisdom meets experience. Join a dynamic lineup of thought leaders, professionals, and changemakers from around the world. Dr. Madalene Chan from the UK, Mariska Dupreya from Australia, Red O'Loughlin from Texas, USA, Carolyn Heward from the UK, Zunette Lub from Cape Town, South Africa, as they share expert insights, personal journeys, and impactful strategies for success. Talking Heads isn't just a show, it's a global stage for education, collaboration, and inspiration. So elevate your knowledge, expand your perspective, engage in conversations that matter. Streaming globally, empowering locally, this is Talking Heads, only on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hello and a warm good evening from the UK. My name is Dr. Madalene Chan and I'm going to be presenting the Talking Heads show, my episode on USA Global TV and Radio. So a warm welcome to you all. It's quite a bit, how can I say, a little bit cloudy over here in the UK. So now we've just gone onto the autumn. So everything is about warm, colorful cardigans, nice little t-shirt. Woo-hoo! There we go. And before we go on talking about today's topic, I would like to clear the energies, because right now, oh my goodness, there is so much energy going in the collective of purging and cleansing. And wherever we are now, we are picking up this energy, this stagnant energy, these negative ions. We need to close down and clear it. How we do that? Here is my singing bowl. And it's made of 7 metals. And what its function is to do is you strike it with a mallet slowly, and it emits a frequency, a certain frequency that breaks down all the negative ions, all the built up stagnant energies. And it just gives clarity. Just clears. If you feel a bit, especially now, muggy, then this singing bowl is perfect, because it just clears and neutralizes and alchemizes that built up stagnant energy. If you haven't got the singing bowl, we have here this crystal. And this crystal is called selenite. And selenite's function is to balance the energies. It facilitates in spirituality when you're meditating and you want to connect to other realms. And what it does, it's crystal, and it just clears. It just clears, purifies the energies. What you can do, another cheaper way, is clap like this, clap. And what clapping will do is that will break down the stagnant energies as well. So we need to clear the energies, because everything is a time frame. Everything is a frame within that time frame. People that you meet, conversations that you have, certain energies of certain people and places, you pick it up everywhere, because we're energy, and therefore we need to close it down to get ready for the next frame picture, for our next experience in life in that now moment. Oh my gosh, my eye, something's in my eye. Whoa, because we're in a live broadcast. Goodness me, that was like an eyelash went right in the middle of my eyeball. Whoa, I apologize for that. But sometimes you have to do that. Otherwise, I'd be like blinking like crazy. Oh. Okay. So what I'd like to talk to you today about, the topic is self-awareness with forgiveness and the courage to love without possession. Now, first of all, we want to talk about when you have to be self-aware that there's certain areas in your life that keep on coming up, meaning the energy, not necessarily the same experience, but the same lesson. So a different experience with the same lesson. And if you feel that it's reoccurring, it's something that tells you within your innate that this needs to be released, surrendered, and finally acknowledged for it to rise up above. And just like here, clear the energy. It might be that you've got childhood wounds that you haven't dealt with. You've suppressed it. It could be that childhood wounds that you felt you weren't worthy enough, or you weren't given that support, or people didn't listen to you. They just kind of put you in a corner, or just gave you something to amuse yourself when you were younger, rather than actually learning through play, education. So what I'm trying to say is that you might have childhood wounds. You might have wounds as in betrayal. You might have wounds as, how can I say, judgment. You might have wounds as someone gossiping, creating a story about you, spreading lies and gossip, blaming you when there is no actual fact, evidence. It's just a case of, because those people believe it, then of course you must be guilty. So we have forgiveness about this. We have forgiveness when someone leaves you, as in leaves to go across to the other world, the other side. And sometimes we're not prepared for that. So there's a lot of hurt and pain, and that comes up. And the way that is that forgiveness. I know it's really difficult to even acknowledge this, because sometimes when you're grieving for somebody and you're grieving, but you haven't really thought about, am I actually forgiving this? Am I forgiving myself? Am I releasing myself? So that's being self-aware that there needs to be the vibration, the frequency, and the energy of forgiveness. For forgiveness releases and gives us liberation from that karmic lesson or that act that someone did upon you. That's not to say that you condone this. That's not to say it's acceptable. No. The reason for forgiveness and being self-aware with forgiveness is that you finally let it go. You finally face up to it. And you finally forgive. You forgive that person because it is the energy that you need to forgive. Because we are made of energy. So if you don't forgive, that energy remains stuck in your energy field. And when it's stuck in your energy field, no matter how you try to go forward, you will find wherever you go talk to someone, wherever you go and travel to new places, meet new people, see a new experience, because you have that hurt and that pain, even trauma, the trauma of not forgiving, because you need to forgive to set yourself free. Love to set yourself free. You need to love, because when you love, then it is where you forgive. So when you forgive, you are loving yourself. Again, not accepting that act, that behavior. It's not about that. It's about freeing yourself. If you imagine everyone where they've got this beautiful big heart that's glowing, and from the heart, they've got like these ribbons, this pink ribbon or blue ribbon, whatever color you want. Anyway, it's extending to everybody's heart. Now, if someone has done something to you, what happens is that energy still remains. So you end up being tied up to them. So whatever they want to go ahead and go into life, let's say they're not leading a good life, or maybe it's a life of low vibrations, the 5 human low traits, whether it's blaming, judging, criticizing, condemning, when it's something, and gossiping, when it's something of that, and you are still attached, it's like a umbilical cord of a baby with a mother, right? So we also have an invisible umbilical cord, if you think about it, to our hearts. So our heart center to somebody else's heart center. So if that forgiveness, the act of forgiveness has not taken place, then you are eternally bound, eternally tied to that person. And no matter what's going on in their life, because you are tied to that person, you will get that effect as well. It's part of the collective consciousness, really, the collective consciousness of the heart. It's like, for example, if you sleep with a lot of partners, and I'm not saying anything, I'm not judging it at all. I'm just saying, if you do, then remember, you don't just sleep with that person you're sleeping with. You're sleeping with the other partners. So it's the energy. So it's a case of, it's good not to spread your energy, not to waste your energy on someone where there is no love reciprocated. So, which I go on now to the next part of the topic. It's a long topic. And the courage to love without possession. Unfortunately, our 3D matrix was about accumulation of material wealth, material goods, one-upmanship, competing, separation, conquer, divide, being the best, survival at the fittest, and getting the big prize at what cost it will be. Having a thrill of knowing that you can control that person and that person will do anything you want at your beck and call. That is 3D. That is sorry, I just need to adjust that. It was driving me a little bit mad. As I said, live broadcast. So that is 3D. That is the matrix. Now, we are coming out of that. So where that was a carbon dense matrix, and everything that is is the circumference of that. We are now transitioning into our lighter bodies. So our crystalline matrix. Yes. So we're going from a carbon dense matrix that was more man-made, really. Where now we are transitioning into our crystalline light matrix, as we should have been, meaning we are now evolving into being sovereign creator beings. Therefore, we have a lighter embodiment. And yes, we are connected, but we are connected at a soul level rather than being connected on a lower vibrational level where anything goes, anything good, anything bad, anything ugly, anything. Yeah. So we're moving from the realm timeline of duality where everything has its opposites. We are now moving into a more lighter timeline where it's more about our inner world, our soul, inner knowingness connected with our crystalline grid. The crystalline that's connected each heart. It's almost, if you think about Mother Earth, and let's say all of us are on there, we've got like this beautiful gold invisible thread that's connecting us all. So we are one, as one heart, soul, heart, collective consciousness. We are one. So to love without possession, that doesn't exist when you start doing the work, when you start to doing the self-awareness, when you start to go within and have that time for yourself. The only reason why we go with people or surround ourselves with people who are very controlling is because it's there to bring up the energy of you, of one not being worthy of themselves in certain areas. It could be not worthy on the way you look, your body. It could be not worthy about how you are educational. You're not educated or academic. It could be anything. But what it does is these people that are coming in to control your life are there to play certain roles to activate so that you love yourself free. You love yourself free with forgiveness to set yourself free and others. Like I said, you don't condone what they did, but you need to free yourself, and you free yourself by disconnecting. How do you disconnect? How can you disconnect? How can you do this? Okay, you don't physically call them up and say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to disconnect from you, because, you know, at the end of the day, we're all emotions, right? And if someone said that to you, you'd be like, well, why do you want to disconnect from me? What have I done? Blah, blah. You've got blame. You've got accusation. You're opening up a portal. You're opening up you're opening up a situation where there could be misunderstandings and arguments. And even if you haven't spoken to that person for a while, and then suddenly you're activating that hurt, that pain, that trauma. So what you have to do is distance forgiveness away from them. So the mind is so powerful. We don't even use all parts of our mind. And the DNA within us, which they call it the junk DNA, is venturing into our God self, into our huge potential of who we truly are. So on that basis, we need to start to visualize with the power of intention, with the power of visualization. So you imagine that person that you wish to disconnect their energy. You imagine them, so let's say one person here, another person here, they're both, you put them both in a golden bubble or whatever color, as long as it's a light color, pink bubble even. And then you see like ribbons or threads that your energies are crisscrossing. So you set the intention, you take these beautiful big scissors and you apply the scissors and you cut. And each one you cut, you says, thank you, I release you now. I no longer require this energy. Thank you, I release you now. So what you've done then is you've cut the cord, because you need to detach. Otherwise, as I said, it will affect everything that you do. You will feel lighter. Now, once you've done that, you don't call up your friend and say, you know, I've just detached from you, because they're not going to like it. What they will feel is being uplifted. They'll feel more lighter and freer and almost, wow, I'm feeling good for some reason. And yeah, I ain't got anything really to celebrate about, but for some reason, something's making me feel a bit lighter, a bit, wow, I could take on more things. Because guess what? If you think of, just like we've got our clothes in a big wardrobe, right? Or a walk-in wardrobe even. So this is our energy. So if our wardrobe is full up with all different people's energy, guess what? We need to detach. We need to cut the cords. We need to bring in the forgiveness, release, detach, so that the universe goes, okay, I can see there's some room there. Hey, remember that? Remember what you asked for about a few years ago? You wanted to have this and you want to inspire to this, but it wasn't the right time. Well, you know what? It's the right time now. And you think, oh, why is it the right time? Sorry. Caught my breath there. Because it's the right time, because your wardrobe is empty. It's time for the new collection. It's time for a new style. And that's how the universe works. The universe cannot work with you if you have your wardrobe full to the brim and you haven't sorted it all out, and you haven't even got organization to it. So the universe as organization is organized, as above, so below. So we have to be organized, meaning if we have too much attachments to people, there is no room for new things to come in, because if they do, what happens? They get caught in all that, like a spider's web, they get caught. So the new things have, don't you think it's only right that these new things, these new energies need a new wardrobe, or they need space in there? Yeah. So if you think of it in that way, self-awareness with forgiveness is so required more than ever in this day and age, in the age of Aquarius, in the golden age, with the courage, which will give you the courage to love without possession. Because once you start to detach, you will become more stronger, confident, more empowered, more clearer, more space for new energies and new people to come through in your life. How do you know? How do you know that just waiting right round the corner is a big golden door with all these golden opportunities and all these wonderful people that want to bring you the gifts that help to elevate you to your next level of your evolution, of your soul mission? How do you know? Well, you won't know until you try, will you? Clear it out, just like we clear the clutter. Well, energy needs to be cleared too. And that's not just about clearing our chakras, which, by the way, is imperative to clear our chakras. This goes deeper. This is about detaching the emotional, aka cords, freeing ourselves from that energy so we can no longer activate that emotion. We can no longer activate that lesson unless, right, and I've got to tell you this, okay? Once you've done a clearing, purging, cut the cords, forgive, yeah, one has not to reactivate it again. Because the thing about the universe is it can easily be reactivated. Because if you put your feeling, your emotion, and your intention, I'm hurt, the universe goes, oh, they want it back again. They want that lesson back again. You see, you reactivate it. Once you have done the detachment, leave it to go off somewhere else, where that energy needs to go to somewhere else that need that healing, because it's part of the collective. Remember, we're the collective consciousness, and the collective heart consciousness. And with that, we have our lessons, our karmic lessons, and we have our celebrations, and we have our welcoming our new team, our soul star team, our soul star sisters, our galactic brothers and sisters, which will happen one day when we are ready, when we evolve more. But mainly, we will receive the right, like-minded, heart-minded, and self-aware people that do not operate on the low vibration, but want the best for you as you want the best for them. You can't possibly fit those new people in if you're still stuck in the older energies. So that's what 2026 is going to be about. 3 years into one. 3 years into one, where we have to move and shift and purge and cleanse more than ever in 2026. Let's just pause, because I've really said a lot. Let's see if there's anything in here. These are my books that I write. I've got about 13 of them, and it's research. Okay, here we go. I just opened, right. So you can add your unique light to the collective dawning. If you continue to be, this is for you, Dr. Jacqueline, for everything, for all you do with your elevated listening, to be the compassionate listener, to be the visionary creator, to be a humble healer, or to be the courageous truth teller. These qualities are so required in this world as of now. Well, as of last year, really. We are at the point of awakening. Some of us have awakened, but what we have to realize is as Mother Earth, the planetary being, as she is awakening her physical body, because we're connected to her, we are awakening. So even though you have done your shadow work, dark night of the soul, and you feel that, wow, I'm cleared, you're not. You're not. Because you cleared the dark night of the soul of yourself, selves, multidimensional selves with past karmic life. What we're dealing with now, if you're feeling really heavy, is the purging and cleansing, which needs to be transitioned, alchemized, which is the dark night of the soul of the human collective consciousness, from transitioning from the 3D matrix, which is the dark night of the soul, to then transition to being 5D collective consciousness in a 4D reality. I mean, let's face it, okay? We as 3D are now graduating to 4D with a 5D collective consciousness. The aim, of course, is to have a 5D reality consciousness, but that is not going to be yet. We're in 4D. 3D is there. It's heavily there. We're still in that. And we still will be for a few years because we're transitioning. It's not going to happen overnight. And even everyone that woke up in 2012, the way showers, they're wondering why they're feeling so heavy. You're feeling heavy because finally it is the releasing, it is the purging, it's the cleansing of the dark night of the soul of Mother Earth. Ooh. Whew. Gosh, I got shivers then. I got chills. I don't have a script here. I just connect. And sometimes I go off the rails and go, ooh. But then sometimes when something profound comes in, it's like shakes the very, ooh. Yeah, that's what we're going through. Yeah. So if all your light healers, way showers are feeling heavy right now, it's because our very own dear mother is shaking, moving, elevating with grace and poise, releasing the dark night of the soul of her physical carbon body to transition into her spiritual body. Her spiritual body is the lighter, the crystalline. So she's going from that carbon dense, which is the dark night of the soul, transitioning to her crystalline body. How beautiful is that? So if we are transitioning, guess what? The animals are transitioning as well. Right. So that means they're going from a 2D to 3D. That doesn't mean to say that they're going to be as, how can I say, brutal in their way of transitioning to 3D. No, the animals that are transitioning, like say the fashion for animals in the way they've got jumpers, they've got their own bed. Can you imagine? I mean, I went online and I saw a beautiful reclining Louis V, beautiful chaise longue for a dog. How beautiful is that? They're getting cars for dogs. I mean, they have to, it's designed in a way for them, for the dogs. You're getting animals that are being able to play instruments, piano. Yeah. There was an octopus of late that learned how to play piano. Of course, it took 6 months and they had to redesign the piano. Whereas we have the piano like this. What they did is the tendrils of the octopus the person who invented it saw that the actual octopus didn't press a piano key, but like to pull. So they put like these little, how can I say, like little nails, plastic. And he pushed that and pulled it like that. And he did that for a little while, but he was still pulling the same one. Then he realized, wow, a crab. Octopuses love crab. So what they did, oh my goodness, it's amazing. They put a plastic tube, another plastic tube, another plastic tube. And what they did was they put the crab, a live crab, in this tube. And the octopus, the more that it played these chords, like a progression where then he would be rewarded, the crab would come out and he would eat the crab. How fabulous is this? So if animals are graduating to a 3D existence, then guess what? We as a human evolution, it is our mission to graduate to our 4D, 5D collective consciousness. But remember, it's all about soul contracts and not everyone has agreed. Therefore, we have to honor where someone is, where they're at in their journey. That way we create peace. That way we accept. That way there's no animosity. My name is Dr. Madalene Chan. I've really enjoyed sharing with you self-awareness with forgiveness and the courage to love without possession. I'm the author of Star Child here. Oh, you can see it, Star Child there. I also am in Broadcasting Brilliance. The wonderful Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck has written about the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio. And I'm very blessed to be one of the presenters for the Film and Music Show and also as an expert TV presenter on Talking Heads. I would love anyone to reach out to me who wants to connect to their creative soul genius. Yeah, I really would. If you feel you're stuck in life and you want to know how to connect with that inner world of your star child genius, get you on your journey. Okay, it's not going to be easy and not everyone's going to like it. And it's not for everyone neither, because you know what? It's soul contract. So not everyone has agreed. But those that have agreed, I'm curious, contact me. And I can show you through your voice how to connect and activate your soul language of your divine star child within you. Really enjoyed sharing this. Have a beautiful rest of the week. I'll be going to London to spend a few days with the mother, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck of USA Global TV and Radio. We have such a beautiful packed out week. So blessed. And I just want to say to everyone, be patient with yourself, okay? It takes patience, commitment, intention. Because you know what? If you try to fool yourself, then you're fooling the universe. And the universe knows when one is fooling. So be real, be yourself, start your journey, and enjoy the journey and be patient. Be patient with yourself. Have a beautiful, blessed, successful, humble, and forgiving. To forgive yourself and forgive others is the highest gift you can bring anyone in this world, which helps you to be free, others to be free, to free our world. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Every woman carries a story of strength, of purpose, of light. Through her courage, the world is transformed. Through her grace, generations are inspired. This is Iconic Women Within Every Woman Lives a Goddess, a celebration of brilliance, beauty, and empowerment. Join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. New York, 4 p.m. London time, only here on USA, Global TVR, and radio. Featuring the iconic Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, honoring voices that shine across the world. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, to watch and engage with all our content. World-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.